Hello everyone. Today is Monday, September 16th, 2024. The time is 11:20 a.m. Pacific and the temperature is 59 degrees Fahrenheit here in San Francisco. And welcome back to the West Coast Walker channel, everyone. My name's Robert and today I'm going to show you around a neighborhood called Diamond Heights. Yes, we're at the corner of Diamond Heights Boulevard and Gold Mine Drive. And we're going to show you around this neighborhood that has some shopping. Here's actually a shopping center right here with a Safeway and a Starbucks and everything. And then also a lot of residential. So it's a good mix of residential and commercial here in the Diamond Heights neighborhood, which is kind of on the southern-ish end of the city, just below Twin Peaks neighborhood. And I'm walking up a nice steep hill. I haven't explored this neighborhood much, but I believe it is quite hilly. Anytime you hear the name Heights, there's probably going to be a lot of hills in that neighborhood. And yes, I believe I'm walking up towards Gold Mine Hill. Or on Gold Mine Hill. Gold Mine Street, I believe, is the main street that goes up Gold Mine Hill. I don't think there were any gold mines or diamonds in this area, but I think they just named it that back in like the 50s when these neighborhoods were developed. You can see the houses aren't that old. They've got that mid-century modern feel, these condos. And yeah, this was like a large development project back in the 50s. Much of San Francisco was built in the 1950s. Or the outer neighborhoods that are a little further away from downtown. But still a nice, cute neighborhood. Somebody's got some interesting rocks there. And you can see it is quite hilly. There's another hill up there called Aura Street. I'll just continue on Gold Mine for now. I would say these houses probably aren't outrageously expensive because not too many people are that familiar with Diamond Heights. I mean, I'm sure most residents have heard of it, but it's not really a super popular, swanky neighborhood, even though it has a cool name. That house would be expensive though. That's a large home right there with massive windows out front.
And I'll be able to come back. If you send in an email for a call center, I can also email.
That's definitely a sort of mid-century modern style home. So there's modern architecture and then there's contemporary architecture. Modern is an actual sort of era of like the 50s and 60s, maybe even 70s. And then contemporary is just like right now what's popular, and it could be any year. Is just, well, it could be just whatever is popular right now at this time, at this point in time. So So it's definitely hilly here. And it's very quaint. Seems pretty quiet. And really a nice, safe, and lovely neighborhood probably to live in. As I almost took a tumble there. I don't want to end up like my friend Action Kid. Poor guy. Injured himself while live streaming. And not just once, he has a video where he injured himself a whole bunch of times over the years. Nice elevation here. It'd be interesting to see what this all looked like before. Looked like before there were homes and stuff. Like, it was just a bunch of hills. They must have had to move a lot of ground and do a lot of digging. As you see, a gorgeous view of the city from here. Those cute little homes nestled into the hills of San Francisco. Some of them aren't cute or little. Some of them are big and gigantic, but it's amazing how all of that was built in such a heterogeneous terrain as opposed to the flatlands that you find out east and in the Midwest, where you can just build like whatever you want without worrying about gradation. As we've reached Topaz and Gold Mine. And I believe another street back there that I forgot to mention was called Jade Street. So looks like they named this neighborhood after precious gemstones and other stuff. Golds. Maybe there's a silver street here, who knows. California is obviously known as the Golden State. And of course, the first mass migration into California was during the California Gold Rush, which began really just a few months after California became part of the United States. So I don't know if it was a coincidence or what, but in 1848, California became part of the United States after the Mexican-American War ended and they signed a treaty and much of northern Mexico was ceded to America. Not just California, but Utah, Nevada, a whole bunch of states, all those southwest, they all belong to Mexico. America really expanded its footprint after the Mexican-American War. But then, like, I think just a few months later, someone discovered gold here. I'm surprised it wasn't discovered during Mexican times. Or Spanish times. Spain obviously discovered California for the Europeans. Native Americans discovered it before them. They call them the Paleo Indians, the ones that came thousands upon thousands of years ago from Asia. All in all, this is a very cute neighborhood. Kind of reminds me almost like something you might find in Los Angeles. Also another very hilly city. These garages are all at the back and the houses are in the behind them, so we're kind of walking sort of on a where the houses are not facing the street. But they have their garages here. Everyone has a garage in Diamond Heights, it looks like. This was built in the 50s during the car craze, and every single house I've seen so far has a garage in this neighborhood. California in the 50s seemed so idyllic before all the civil unrest turned the state kind of upside down. Not that it's not really cool anyways, but you can almost imagine those small towns in the 50s here in California. They lived very simple lives. As we've reached Diamond Heights and Gold Mine again. So it looks like Diamond Heights curves all the way around to touch the beginning and the end of Gold Mine. We see a New Life Chinese Lutheran Church, Shepherd of the Hills. Very nice. Definitely a cute, quaint neighborhood. Lots of different elevations. Very similar housing style though, all throughout. Sort of mid-century modern style from the 50s. So you can tell this is kind of a master plan development by I think it was called the San Francisco Development Agency, which started developing a lot of the undeveloped lands in the city in the 50s. And you know, no one really lived here, so they weren't going to build like huge mansions, because who knows if rich people are going to want to move here. So they just built middle class homes. Makes a lot more sense. I think I'll turn left here on Diamond Street. We finally reached Diamond Street. Not that safe to necessarily. Let's just find a safer spot. Looks like a nice building here. I live in those apartments. Look at those windows. Look at those ceiling heights. That's a cool apartment building. This is Hilaritas Street. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. Could be a Spanish word. Is this a dead end? I don't know. Let's go this way. I like these style of homes actually. This is a cool house. It's got, I don't know, there's a very small garage there. I don't know if you could even really fit a car in there. But then it's got the patio there, and then it's got balcony, and then another floor. Very large home. The one behind it is big too. Wow. Pretty big houses. So we've reached Diamond and Conrad. Definitely a different style of home here. A more unique style, I guess. Well, a different style than what you might find in other parts of this city. I believe these are single family. Looks like just a large empty lot. Glen Ridge Community Garden. People have probably already harvested all their plants for the year. We're already well into September. And we've reached Moorland and Farnham. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this short walk through the Diamond Heights neighborhood. Please remember to like and subscribe and click on those notifications for when I go live. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.